Now, I told you that we would have something in a couple of days in and around the North Queensland flood situation, and we have had plenty of people get in touch with us about the problems they are having with insurance companies. Now, Lauren Forbes is the reporter who was there when the rain was coming down, when the flood waters were taking their toll, and she now returns to this story about insurance companies screwing the very people over who should be getting maximum help because they've paid for it.
Ingham is still reeling. Homes gutted, businesses and farms wiped out, as many are left wondering how they'll recover.
As things are clearing and the weeks are passing, I guess it comes to light that people are still struggling with that emotional, financial impact of the disaster.
For Marian's brother, Vince Blanco, the disaster has been life-changing. His cane farm, passed down from his father, was swallowed by floodwaters. His belongings left as a pile on the roadside.
Basically lost everything, and it's how to rebuild that without any funding, without any support.
It was only after the event that Vince discovered his insurance doesn't cover floods, and he doesn't have the means to pay off a disaster assistance loan.
My brother wasn't aware that it wasn't included in his package. So I guess from that perspective, it's it's devastating.
It's a problem many farmers in the region are facing.
Any home and contents policy that forms part of a broader farm insurance policy, they tend not to have flood cover. So it's not that it's just not available. Insurers just aren't offering it.
And for those who can access it, skyrocketing premiums mean full coverage is often out of reach.
People can't afford to insure their house for the full replacement value, so they've insured it for what they can. So an example, you've got a house that the rebuild cost of this house is, say, $800,000 in today's money to completely level it and rebuild it as it was. People are insuring them for $300,000.
So far, more than 7,100 insurance claims have been made in North Queensland. In the Hinchinbrook Shire, there's been nearly 1,000 home claims lodged, 282 for vehicles and 161 for businesses. But the cyclone reinsurance pool, which is meant to bring premiums down, wasn't activated.
We're not seeing any benefit, coming through it. Now, we've had 2 cyclones in the last 12 months. So, and luckily, fortunately, there was no extensive damage or anything of that nature. And we're very grateful for that. But people who did make a claim, are saying, well, there really is no difference.
Hinchinbrook Shire Mayor Raymond Digiacomo says funding for this disaster has fallen short compared to past events.
All the industry bodies and all the business associations are telling us that they require further assistance. One of the other issues that there's also emerging is that, due to the high cost of living, there's a lot of pressure in that regard. So, just the material costs and the labour costs and all that have risen exponentially.
He's calling for action before the next disaster, pushing for government red tape to be removed to clear waterways.
Our inability to clean our streams that allow the water, once it, comes out of the river, it's got to get to the ocean and it's got to go through the mangrove interface. And we've been really struggling, over the past 8 years to get permits and approvals to go in there and clean.
As the region bands together to rebuild, locals are calling out for more support. Lauren Forbes, Sky News.